Well, hey there, it's Catherine from CatherinePlour.com. In today's video, I'm going to make a fun project using the Stamp of Approval goodies. I'm going to give you a little peek of these in a second. First, I wanted to tell you we have had an amazing response of people signing up for the waitlist, like crushing what we expected. Like, it's unreal. It's so exciting that you guys are so excited about this project with me. We don't have nearly enough boxes for everyone that raised their hand and said they're interested in learning more. So the way it's going to work, we're going to open the sales page for it later this week, toward midweek or so. Before we do that, I will let you know what day and time the sale is going to open so that you're prepared. Now, we even have more Stamp Nation members on the wait list than we have boxes, like way more. So this is how we're going to handle that. Stamp Nation members do get certain perks sometimes, and so this is going to be one of those times. We're going to segment out the list so that Stamp Nation members that are also on the wait list are going to get the sales link first. And then, about an hour or two later, we are going to send the sales link out to the rest of everyone that is on the wait list if there are any supplies left. So if you're not a Stamp Nation member yet and you want to get your hand or a chance to get your hands on this box, you might want to join us. $9 a month. You get access to everything we've ever done on the site. There's more than 500 videos, an amazing community, challenges, like it's the whole 9 yards. It's an awesome place to be. But anyway, I wanted to give Stamp Nation sisters a chance to get this box first, since really this box was created with the community in mind. So with that being said, today we're going to use tag dies. We're going to use Love Ya Die. We're going to use the Girlfriend stamp set. And we're going to use a stencil. So you ready to get inky? Let's do it. So for this project, I'm going to use the Pattern of the Rings stencil. We'll take the cardstock, add a little adhesive on the back to tack it down so that it doesn't slide all over the place while I'm stenciling. And then I'll use a little bit of painter's tape on that stencil as well. And Abandoned Coral. I'm going darker in the upper right hand corner, and then I'm going to fade it out to a lighter coral color. So for the rest of the sponging here, I'm not going to re-ink my sponge. We'll just let that color fade out. Now for the reveal, we have a really fabulous background now. I did these two cards on my blog the other day, and I'm going to do a similar idea that I did on the Love Ya here, and I'm just going to stamp a background. Then I'm going to cut it out with the tag die from this collection. So I'm just laying out my stamps and picking them up at the same time, so then it's easier for me to stamp them. Then I have this really fun Starburst sort of stamp in the set, and I'm just going to stamp it in Pear Tart on the background. Kind of filling in the little empty spaces there, and also adding some color and some fun to this little piece of cardstock. So here's the tag. I just added a little bit of twine to it. This is not included in the collection, but everything else I'm using is. I was laying this here and I was figuring I wanted to use this die, and I just kind of laid it across and I was thinking, and since I'm all kinds of obsessed with inlaid die cutting and the floating inlaid die cutting technique, that's what I thought I would do with this tag. So I will cut through it just like this. Let's see, I'm gonna do the love. Yeah, a little bit to the left. So now I've got my pieces cut out, and you see the Love Ya isn't all connected, so it kind of keeps the tag together, which is kind of nice. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of liquid glue here, and I took a piece of acetate and just cut the bottom out with the tag. I just cut this much because I only needed a little bit. So I'm using acetate because when I add these little pieces back in, when I inlay them back into the die, I want the little cutouts to be clear. So you know me, I change my mind all the time when I'm making cards. This kind of wasn't sitting right for me, so I thought maybe it was just too dark, the background, so I did a little more subtle color, and that's okay. but still not hitting me as right. So then I was driving Eva to dance and I kind of had a little bit of a brainstorm. You know how like the doodle look is very popular right now? What if I just grabbed a little micron pen and did some doodling inside the stencil? It'd be kind of a fun, different way to use the stencil. So I have them all drawn in, so I'll remove this and add in my tag. So this is kind of fun. I think I want to add a pop of color in the background, so I'm grabbing Tide Pool and this little stamp that coordinates with this big one. Is just a different size. And I'm going to stamp a few of them kind of intermittently onto the doodled circles. And then I'm going to do some orange ones as well. So I think this is looking pretty cute. Not at all what I had in mind when I started this card, but I'm really liking that background. I think it's really fun and it's unique and it's such a really cool way to use that stencil. So I'm just going to do direct to paper to get a layer here that will coordinate. And we'll just clean that up real quick. And then we'll start piecing this card together. I'm going to grab my pen once more and adding to the doodle theme. I'm just going to draw a line right down the side here. I'm not at all trying to make this straight. I've already added mounting tape to the back. So we're almost done, and as typical me, this card doesn't look anything like what I set out to make, but it's super fun and cute, and I totally surprised myself with it. Now I have these little die cuts in the collection, and I have these tiny little circles and these medium-sized circles, and we'll just adhere those on. And then I'm going to add a little dollop of Crystal Effects. If you have glossy accents, it's the same thing. This will make them shiny and a little bit raised. So here is the completed project. I think that this tag is kind of blending into the background a little bit. So I'm wondering if I had grabbed another tag and done direct to paper on this with the lime colored ink and kind of put one on top of the other, if that would help break up the background from the tag. So there is a design tweak idea. You know, I always film my videos kind of off the cuff, so you know, it doesn't always come out exactly the way I want, but I always hope I can inspire you guys. So after I finished this one, I kept stamping and I made this one. So I pulled in some more colors and I just did a, let's see, 4 1/4 by 5 inch piece and then black behind it. And then I did one more. I did some embossing paste on the background, sprinkled a little glitter on there, and then did the same exact thing I did on the tag right here. So on all 3 cards, I used the same supplies, same techniques, and I came up with 3 very different cards. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're not on the Stamp of Approval waitlist yet, be sure to visit cpstampofapproval.com and get on that list. And if you miss out on this first box, these products will be available from the retailers in 2016. And we also have our holiday box coming, so be on the watch out for that. So thanks for being here. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I will see you soon.